When you're working in Neovim, do you sometimes find difficult to remember what changes you have made in a file? Like which lines you edited, which lines you deleted, which ones you added? You usually want to compare on the fly and see the stuff that you have done without opening an additional tool like lazygit, for example, or what's other one, diff view, I think it is. Is there a way to do it directly on the file without leaving it? So yeah, there is a way. There is a plugin. It's called mini.diff. Not only that one, but there's multiple other options that you can use. So in this video, I'm going to show you about the different options that I know. Let's take a look at the topics that I'm going to be covering today. Here's a link to the plugin. I'm going to leave it in the video description. Why is the icon showing that way? Oh, because I don't have any text here. Text. Okay, that's why. Okay, that was strange. So, how to change the colors, how to disable it. If you don't remember some lazyvim keymaps, which key? This is the plugin itself. How to install it, jump between hunks, isn't this enough? And a few other topics that I'm gonna be covering, like is lazyvim good thing? Is a distro a good thing? Is it bloat? Is it not useful at all? We're gonna quickly touch in all this, but let's just jump right in. So first, let's take a look at the plugin. I'm gonna open this in the browser, and it's mini.diff by Echasnovski. If you notice something different, the plugins are being migrated to their own account. Previously, they were on Echasnovski's account, but now they're being migrated to nvim-mini. A misconception that people have around the mini plugins is that you have to install them all. No, you don't. I just install the modules that I need. Well, usually Folky does because I use the lazyvim distro. So that's the way that I find out about new plugins. But let's scroll down here in the documentation and we're gonna quickly take a look at it. Let's see. Okay, this is part of the mini library. There's not much to see here actually. So there's a demo there, features, documentation. Here's the name of the highlight groups. Modified these. I'm gonna show you how I did it in a little while as well. Let's jump into the demo, okay? What is this plugin useful for? Let me switch to my .files real quick, okay? You're gonna notice that there's a line of color there at the top of a blue color. This tells me that I modified the line. If I try to go over this line, I cannot because it's just visible there, right? These are the ones that have been changed. So what did I change? I changed here at the end, the thing that is in purple. I changed it. It was just daily note and I added session basically. On the line below, I can see the same thing. Modify and what changed? What is in purple? I added session here. What about these two lines that are green? This means that I added them. They're completely new lines. How do I enable or disable these colors? In lazyvim, you have to type liter, which is space, and then you type GO. Notice that they're gone, right? How do you toggle them back? Liter GO again. Let's try something else. I'm just gonna disable it and let's disable or let's delete a line. Notice that I deleted the line here and I'm also going to delete the line up here. Okay, so this little red mark is cool because it helps you kind of see where you changed something. But is it useful? Not that much because you're always wondering, okay, so what did I change? So what do? I usually open lazygit and I look for my file, which is this one, and I scroll the file up and down. I can see that I deleted the line that is in red up there. And if I keep scrolling down, I can see that I changed this. I can see the diff on the right hand side. That's cool. I can see that I added these other two lines. Oh, and also I can see that I removed here line 125. Take a look at that there. I'm just gonna quit out of here and I'm gonna bring up the same toggle again, liter GO, and this line was deleted where the red pointer is at. And if we scroll down here, Doesn't show this one because it hasn't been committed yet, but let's delete a line that has been committed. I'm just going to delete this one and it's gonna show there in red. Okay, so what happens if I change another one? Okay, so if I change this to control, for example, control, notice that it's going to be showing as a modified line. Okay, so I can quickly see all of the changes that I have made in a file. Just going to hide it, and I'm just going to undo the changes that I did. The last ones in there, we're back where we started. So remember, letter GO shows it, letter GO hides it. Now, I'm using the lazyvim distribution. Just keep that in mind because the default keymaps may be a little bit different. What other changes have I made in this repo without opening lazygit? There's another key map in lazygit, letter GS, which is for git status, and it shows me the different files. Notice that I can navigate them here. I can see all the changes here directly. You can see that I'm scrolling on the right pane. But if I go to, this is the one that we were on. Okay, so look at the changes there. But if we go to my yabai RC file, for example, we can scroll in the changes here. And what else? The daily note. Oh, I modified some stuff there. But oh, this one was added, I think. Yeah, it was added. Look at the symbols on the left-hand side. Symbols here. The two question marks means that they're a new file. But let's go to my kitty configuration file. Okay, so notice that I have made a few changes here. Let me go to that file. I'm just gonna hit enter here. Gonna take me there. How can I see the changes? Same way. Letter GO. Gonna bring the changes here. Notice that on this line, I changed documentation to documentation floating window. What other changes did I apply here? I modified, well, I added these lines because they're showing in green. How can I jump to the next hunk? You don't want to travel the entire file. In the lazyvim distro, you can do that with open square or close square brackets. Okay, so notice that I'm going to type here close square brackets. You can see the symbol at the bottom, and you have a list of options here. One of them is next hunk, is the letter H. So let's do that. Just gonna type the letter H now. It says there no hunk ranges in direction next. Okay, so what if we want to go to the previous change? We do it with open square brackets. So let me type here open square brackets. The menu is going to show up. And if I type H now, it's going to go to the previous hunk. Or if I type capital H, it's going to go to the first hunk. So let's type H, takes me to the few lines above. Let's do it again. Open square brackets, H. There are no other changes in the file. This is useful in case that you make changes. Let's say that at the top of the file, I delete this line, right? Yeah, delete it. And then I want to jump to the next change. I can do it. Then to the next one. Good. What if I want to go to the previous one? Just type it there. What happens if I type dot? No, it's not dot repeatable, but I can go back to the first one, open square brackets, H, takes me to the first change. Then if I do letter GO here, it should show me the changes, but I don't know why it doesn't show that line. Could it be a problem with the very first line of the file? If I delete this one, letter GO, shows me this one, but not the one at the top. Interesting. I don't know why that's happening, but it doesn't matter. Just gonna undo these changes with you here. We're back to normal. So I already showed you the documentation. I'm just gonna mark this. Change colors, we haven't done that. In case that you want to disable it in lazyvim. Okay, so let's jump back here. Let's jump to the next hunk. Let's disable it or untoggle it, right? The way that we usually do it. But what is that? There's a key map here. Letter UG, in case that you want to completely disable the plugin. Letter U, capital G, and it disables it. You don't even see on the left hand side the little change indicators. Letter UG toggles it again. At this point, you may be wondering, how do I remember all these key maps? That's basically impossible. There's a key map for that in lazyvim. So if you type letter SK, this is gonna show up. That shows you all the different key maps that are in the plugin. So if I type here diff, a lot of different options show up. This is the one that we're looking for. Letter GO, toggle mini.diff overlay. This is the other key map that I was talking about to toggle mini diff signs on or off. And you can basically search for any type of key map here. So let's say that, for example, you don't remember how to search your open buffers. If I type buffers here, the first option that shows up is a key map that I created, capital H, to navigate my buffers basically. But here are the default ones that come with the lazyvim distribution. Either BO deletes a buffer, either comma or space comma opens the buffers, or space FB. So basically, you can search for anything that you want in here. Okay, so we went through this. If you don't remember the key maps, you can do letter SK. Which key is useful sometimes? I don't use it a lot, but if we're here, for example, and you don't remember what the commands were for the git status, you can type leader. Okay, it's going to show you all the different options. You can scroll up and down on this list with Control D or Control U, the same way that you do it in a buffer, right? So what if you want to take a look at the git ones? Where is git? Okay, there. You see the letter G right here. So if I type the letter G, it's gonna show me the different key maps that are available for this git section in which key. So there we can see the letter S as in status. So if I type the letter S here, it's gonna jump into this git status window, right? So I can see all of the changes that are pending in this repo without opening lazygit. So which key is useful in that specific case, right? So let's say that you don't remember how to jump to the next hunk, right? But you remember that it was done with the open square bracket. So, well, close square brackets, right? So I'm going to type here, close square brackets. A few seconds after, I configured it this way because I didn't want which key to be showing up every few keystrokes, right? So like 2 or 3 seconds, I don't remember, shows up. And I can see that to jump to the next hunk, I press the letter H. But notice that's not the only option. If you want to jump to the next diagnostic or the next error, you can do it from here as well, because lazyvim comes with a lot of different key maps that are pretty useful. Or if you want to jump to the next misspelled word, which is something that I do a lot in markdown documents, a lot of stuff here. So let's go back here. We covered which key. How do you install it? I use the lazyvim distribution, so I think it comes installed by default. So we go here to the mini.diff section here under extras editor, mini.diff. We're gonna see the keymaps and the installation or the configuration that Folky uses. Basically, specify this key map, leader GO. I'm not sure if that's the default or not. Seems here as well that he modifies the default signs. So you can do it from here. If you don't want to do it from here, but in case you want to use the defaults, you can jump directly to the repo from here. And it's just gonna take you where we were a moment ago. Okay, so I already know how to install it. Pretty simple stuff. How to jump between hugs, how to jump between hunks as well. We covered that. The gutter symbols icon is not enough. I demoed that as well. In case you don't remember, this red symbol here is like, it's good, a good indicator, but it's not enough. So if I type letter GO, I can see, okay, so all of these have been deleted from here and they have been added into this section, okay, because they show green here and they show in like a reddish color here. So letter GO disables that. How do I change the colors? By default, the red, the blue, and the green were really bright and it hurt my eyes. As you can tell, my color scheme is already bright enough. Only for chats though. Well, my Discord users also love my color scheme. Why So Serious especially says that he loves the purple color and he loves the green that I have there, that it looks pretty neon-y and it looks pretty futuristic. So based guy. But let me show you how I change the colors. Let me switch here to my .files and I'm going to open this eldritch.lua file, which is the file that I used to modify my color scheme. Why? I don't know. I think it was a mistake. I should have used something created by Folky. For example, What is this color scheme? Tokyo Night. I should have used that to modify my own color scheme, but doesn't matter. Use whatever you use to modify your colors. This is the one that I use. And here's the different highlight groups. Okay. Mini.diff over add, mini.diff over context, mini.diff over delete and change. Here's the different colors for the background. Okay. This is what you see here, the green. That is for the add, color 19. And the foreground is white, just so that I can see the characters actually. And where can you see the colors that I have here? Where do I get these colors from? In my specific case, this is not going to be your case, okay? In your case, specify the colors here directly, okay? But in my specific case, if I go to my color scheme, let's see, this one, radioactive amber, this is where I have the list of colors that I use everywhere, not only on Neovim, macOS, BTOP, everywhere, right? So this is where I get them from. I like keeping a single source of truth for the colors everywhere in my system. That's this file. So let's go back here. And how can you find, or where can you see all of these highlight groups? Just gonna copy this, gonna open the command line actually, and I'm going to search here for highlight. I have it there. Okay, highlight there. And I hit enter. This is gonna show up here at the bottom. So if I search here for mini.diff over context, notice that it shows there. Okay, so there you can see the colors that you have configured currently. Okay, so let's just go down here a little bit. There we go. Mini.diff over context, delete and change. Okay, so you can play around with it, change it if you feel that the colors that it comes with by default are too bright, or maybe they're too dull and you like bright colors, whatever. So change the colors. Now I do interviews in my channel. I have interviewed a lot of people. So if you go to my homepage and you go to podcasts, you will be able to see that I have this podcast and I have 33 episodes at the moment. I don't wanna click on them. If I come here, you will be able to see all of the different files or all of the different interviews that I have had in the channel. Okay. I've had a lot of different people there. So go and check it out. And pretty sure you're gonna find interesting stuff. But there's a person that I have been chasing for, I don't know, 6 months. It's 6 months already, Echasnovski. We haven't had the opportunity to do it. We will eventually do it because it's planned already. But I'm just waiting on Echasnovski. Let's send them a signal. If you're interested in seeing an interview with Echasnovski, leave a comment down below. Just put something like do it Echasnovski or whatever, so we can let them know that you folks are interested. In case that you don't know who Echasnovski is, he's one of the best plugin creators out there, honestly. So go and check out his work. I have created videos about many of his plugins in the past. Mini.files is one of my favorites. It's the one that I use to navigate my files. If I type letter E, and I show up there, notice that today's daily note shows up. I can see a preview of that note. This is tomorrow and the following days. I don't want to go yesterday because I don't know what I had there. Oh, nothing. Okay. But this is one of the plugins. There's many more that I use from him. Just go and check it out. And remember to leave the comment down below. We already did this, leader SG, so you can check the status directly in lazygit. We did that at the beginning of the video. Okay, so if I type this, brings up lazygit and useful. I also want to discuss this. Is this one of the scenarios in which a distribution is useful? Nobody knows the answer for this. There's people that hate distributions. There's people that love distributions. There's people that don't know. They're 50-50. Those are the three groups. So pretty much there's no group. Nobody knows. There's pretty based and smart people that use distributions. Otherwise, they wouldn't exist. The one that I use is lazyvim, which is created by Folky. If you don't know who Folky is, man, he's another one of the greatest plugin creators of all time. Created the snacks plugins, lazyvim, lazy.nvim, which is the plugin manager, which a lot of people don't like. They like managing their own packages, flash.nvim, a lot more, way more stuff. So why do I still use a Neovim distribution? Why do I still use lazyvim? How do you think I find out about all of these plugins, about all of these key maps, about all of these options that then I share with you? It's all thanks to Folky, basically. How do you think I found out about blink.cmp? How do you think I found out about the snacks picker? How do you think I found out about that I could view images in Neovim? Well, I viewed images in Neovim way before Folky came up with his solution with the snacks image thing. So if we switch here to my notes, this is the file that I bring up all the time, right? Images in Neovim, images. But I'm just doing this just in case someone hasn't watched any of my videos, right? So distributions are useful. They help you to find new tricks, tips, new plugins, but they're also complicated at the same time, right? So I still haven't moved away from lazyvim because I don't know more than Folky. He's basically a Neovim expert and he's teaching me about Neovim through his distribution. Is it difficult? It is because have to learn how he thinks and how he works and able to be able to modify your configuration. Sometimes there are changes that kind of break your configuration. You get stuck in those changes for a few days, but I think it's worth it. Just for that reason alone, I think I will keep using lazyvim because that's the way that I learn about new stuff, new features. And my configuration will not be better at all. Would I recommend it? It's hard to tell. It worked for me. If you're a normie, it's not gonna work for you because you're gonna find it difficult. You're gonna complain about it, that it's overwhelming. So if it's too much, just go with something simpler. But that's not even going to be easy as well, right? The other option that I would recommend is kickstar.nvim. So you set things up for yourself. You will understand things a little bit better, maybe, but it's gonna require a little bit more time. Both of them are gonna require time. There's no shortcuts. Just keep that in mind. I cannot recommend one or the other. Try them both, see which one works for you, and go from there. So the last thing that I want to do is thank the CEOs, Web23, web23.com. Really appreciate the support, man. I also want to thank the executive producers and all of the other YouTube members. Thank you very much. If you don't want to become a member, that's fine. Help me by liking this video, leaving a comment down below, and sharing it as well so it can reach more people. You remember the podcast playlist that I showed you a while ago? You will be able to find all of those episodes in Spotify, Google Music, YouTube Music. What is it called? I don't remember. Deezer, all of those platforms. I don't know which ones they are. If it's missing in one of them, just let me know and I'll add them. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Hope this video was useful. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.